Welcome to the MindCap Center, an authorized Feuerstein training center here in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Today we're going to talk about Feuerstein's basic program. How do we help young children ages 3 or 4 all the way up to 9 or 10, or even adults who still have some cognitive challenges, learn how to improve their thinking skills, how to become strategic thinkers, how to systematically add to their learning and thinking skills? Well, we can do that by starting with a real simple little lesson by building a neuron. When children and adults learn how the brain works, how they can turn neurons into networks, then they usually become a little more motivated to take on challenges, to try something new. The Feuerstein basic programs include 11 different programs. Each one of them will help young children develop 28 fundamental thinking skills identified by Reuven Feuerstein as cognitive functions. Rabbi Rafi Feuerstein helped develop these 11 programs, which you will find fascinating. They don't look anything like homework or typical schoolwork. Let me show you one, for example, called Identify the Emotion. So we've got a little girl at the top, and her face has very big eyes, and her eyebrows are up, and her mouth is wide open and smiling. So most of us could look at this face and go, oh, she's surprised, or maybe happy surprised. But we take our time mediating this with young children until they can learn how to identify eyes and mouth movements that indicate a particular emotion. Then the bottom of the page is what we call the cognitive work. There are 4 scenarios, each one very different, and each one might elicit this type of emotional reaction, or it might not. So with lots of mediation, we ask questions like, what do you see? What is happening? We can't see his face. We wonder, what would his face look like? Would it look like this? So with very careful, slow questioning, we get children to think about what's happening in each picture, and then use the cognitive strategy of comparing and rank them from the one that is the most appropriate emotion and intensity down to one that when you look at it, it's really not relevant. So there's 21 pages that are given in that program, and one of the most powerful that I've found implementing all over Indiana and Michigan and many countries. I've had wonderful opportunities to train parents and teachers, social workers, psychologists, particularly in 2 countries, in Denmark and in Australia. Those 2 places are really seeing the extreme value this program has for helping young children to grow into critical thinkers, to be good learners, to understand not only just how to identify emotions, but then how to be a better thinker because of that program. I'm going to show you one other called Compare and Discover the Absurd. Kind of fun. You've got a couple donkeys and a couple carts, but over to the side you have some criterion: size, direction, age, shape, and the children are encouraged to compare something in picture 1 to something in picture 2 using these concepts. And with lots of repetition, like my own granddaughter did after she did several pages, because that's, of course, who I practiced with, she said, I know which one's next. It's going to be shape. She had memorized all of the criterion, and that's exactly where we want to go with young children. That when they compare, they use the same criterion when applying their ability to compare. So it's a fabulous program. It deeply improves children's vocabulary. They learn new words every time they work a new page, and they also learn how to be a better thinker. Those are just 2 of the 11 programs that you could learn by taking basic training, which may be coming soon near you, whatever country you live in, but certainly Australia or Denmark or somewhere near Indiana. You'll be able to get this training. So you can check online. My website is mind-cap.com. where you can see when the training's coming up. You can also go to ICELP.info, and that's the Feuerstein Institute website if you'd like to learn more about the Feuerstein program or more trainings. Just Google Feuerstein in your country, see what pops up. Maybe I'll get to see you at training. That would be great.